What a day. Oh my gosh. I have to tell you guys, we have had such an amazing day. I wasn't able to like move all my stuff around because sometimes I move my computer out into the living room so that I can at least be around my family when I'm not working on a project or searching it up, as Cannon says. Anyway, where's Westwood? It's 5 o'clock somewhere. You guys grab a drink and join us. Be right back right after this. Hey, Westwood. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Do you have a drink?
Do I
is it
have
red?
Is that a rhetorical question? Yes, it's red, and I do have a drink.
And it's red because we remember everyone deployed on Friday. So grab something red and remember everyone deployed. Love it. Cheers.
That was our shot for the next show. Taking a picture.
Luscious. Doubling it up. Yes, double drinks. All right. Oh my gosh, what a crazy day. So
September 1st. We're in September.
September 1st.
We have
Labor Day weekend.
Blue moon, super moon on the 30th. We got another one on the 29th of September. Here we go. We're in it. All the symbols, all the seasons. You know, we got the equinox coming up on the 23rd.
30 days or counting down 30 days.
There was something about that. I don't know.
Because for a while,
then you got all Cliff High's dates and all this stuff going on too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for a while I thought it was that. What's that girl with the beautiful voice? She had an album come out a while ago that was called 30, and I was like, oh, that's the calm. But I'm always like a little premature calm.
Lana Del Rey? I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out there.
No, remember
Taylor Swift?
Oh God, no! That little Satan.
She's got a movie coming out on the 13th of October, and everybody's freaking out. Oh, Friday the 13th! It's Swift. Oh, Halloween.
I have a friend who his handle it on Den.social is T Swift or die, and I was like,
oh, well, you made your choice.
You know,
you're reading the comms. I hear you.
All the evil ones, yes, all the evil ones can go. Oh my goodness, Mitchie's here, saying? Gloria's here. No, I'm just checking in.
Magical Mitch.
Yeah. JV Rants is in the house. Clint Westwood's here. Crypto Experiences by St. Jerome. Warrior is in the house.
In his house. All the peeps, man.
So much fun.
All the peeps.
The Rand. 84.
I know what the Rand stands for.
Tell us.
I don't know.
Or we'd let it be his secret. Mark.
Well, he did share it in Spaces one night, so I do know.
You gotta listen to Spaces. You gotta join Spaces to find out. So now
Spaces and all that. I think it was on Litecoin Underground Spaces though.
Well, maybe we'll make a second appearance. Maybe he'll make a second appearance on Clint Westwood Spaces.
The Westwood moment. Westwood
wisdom.
See,
this gives me away, though. When you drink out of this cup, people can see how fast you're drinking.
You can't hide it. I know. I'm actually empty, you know, so people can't tell that, you know, I'm drinking that fast.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. So I had to do 2 videos on my Mighty Merchants for Patreon this week because we had Charlie and I. This is so funny. I'm going to share this because he's told me I could. He had a first. He had a senior moment. His first senior moment.
Uh-oh.
So, yeah. So we had. I had some stuff that we got. Where's my first haul? I don't remember. Anyway, and I did a video for Mighty Merchants for Patreon. I try to do one once a week with like my latest picks, and then I give people on Patreon, you know, first dibs so that they can send me a message before it goes live on eBay that if they want it, and then I'll cover the shipping of one item if you're a patron to say thanks, you know. But you pay for the item, I pay for one item a month of the shipping to kind of be like a little thing. So then Charlie and I were like, it was Wednesday and we were going to go to lunch. And he's like, I've never been to Goodwill. And I was like, well, let's go. Well, we didn't know. He's never been. He had never been.
Come on, man.
So he had multiple firsts on Wednesday.
Wait, this is where we are in the crypto market. We're going to Goodwill now. No, I'm kidding.
Hey, there's some good
stuff. I love to go to those places. I think Goodwill's a little expensive myself. Okay, that kind of tells you where I'm at. Yeah, I go to all the local things. But anyway, go ahead.
So I can share with you that I really appreciate the local thrift stores because Cannon and I did that as well. I'll tell you that story in a minute. And I'm going to create a video about today's experience too because it was so much fun. And so people were like, Lisa, I want to see you actually shopping because I do a video about like, here's the stuff so people can see it. Yeah. And then I list it on eBay and then I'll share the video because sometimes that's better for people to see or whatever. But then it's so funny because then people want to see me out shopping. And I was like, I don't know.
You could have a huge channel doing that, Lisa. You'd have a huge channel doing that. I'm telling you, there's people.
There's a lot of people that do that.
I know they go and they're like, hey, look at this is on sale here. You can get this and that. And people are like, oh, yeah.
So I kind of tried today for my first time. It was a little awkward. Like people would walk up behind me and be like, what are you doing? You know,
but send them your link so they can live stream you at the same time while they're shopping and watch you shop.
Well, I had this sweetest lady. She was like, she pulls up her cart, like she kind of T-boned me and stopped me in my tracks. And she was like, T-boned. She was like, do you resell? And I said, yeah. I said, I mean, we started this thing. I said, I have a YouTube channel where we talk about freedom and crypto, having hard assets in your possession, silver. She goes, oh, I like all that. I said, well, let me tell you about it. And so we started talking about the retail stuff. Anyway, and I told her about how like antiques got really popular when the last, the oil crisis in the 70s and 80s, and people were looking for things to put their value in because the dollar was failing. And I think we are there again. And that's part of my like excitement about being back in this kind of time in history and looking for these things and watching what held its value over time. So anyway, it was super cool. And so, so she goes, well, come here. She said, I saw this vase over here. And she said, it sells for like $70. And then I looked it up and it's actually an anthropology vase that sells for like $120 to $70. So I shot a quick little video with her and and I don't know, were you in that video with the little lady? No. Okay. But he was in some other ones with me and he found some stuff too. He found a warm blanket because when we're at
a
burrito blanket.
Oh, you can roll up in it.
I think it is a cookie.
I think it's a burrito. It's a burrito.
He thinks it's a burrito.
I've seen it all over the internet. It's a burrito. Everyone says it.
I think it's a chocolate chip cookie.
We did get cookies and the dog.
We'll talk about that later. Anyway, we're going to do a whole thing about that later, but it was hilarious. But people were wanting to see me shop, and so I thought, well, I'll give it a try. So I gave it a try today. I'm going to be posting that later. I'll probably post it on Saturday or Sunday because today, like, we're doing this live, and then I have 2 Mighty Merchant videos that'll go public that were private for Patreon since Monday and Thursday that show do not bump the table or you will be sent out of the room. That show all the most recent stuff that's available for sale on Mighty Merchant.
Why is one leg skinnier than the other ones anyway?
Why is one leg skinnier than the other one? Is that a joke?
No, I was just thinking, got worn down somehow.
I always miss when you say dirty jokes. I always miss that.
Nah, it's not even a good one. It's not even funny.
Okay.
It's really not. I don't even know where I was going with it.
Okay.
I need another drink already. This is how terrible it is. It's Friday. I haven't had a drink since last Friday, so
it's Friday.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
You didn't drink all week?
No, I usually don't.
Mowing and mowing.
Yeah, right, mowing. Hey, the lawn looks beautiful, Mitchie. It's gorgeous.
You've been mowing across the street. At your place,
I gotta watch it. I gotta cross
down
the street.
the road.
It's dangerous. I got cars flying down the road. I'm gonna look both ways. I get hit and get clocked on a mower or something. In a ditch, nobody know I'm there.
I know. I wish I had a video of you riding across the street on your mower. I bet that's cute.
Yeah.
Do you ride all the way down to Kathy and Pop's
No,
place
no. I don't do that. My dad takes care of everything up there. I take care of everything out
he
here.
does.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So it's 2 miles.
Dad takes care of in town.
Exactly. Yes, Dad's got all that handled, and I got all this handled. So.
Okay,
good.
I'm glad you guys have it worked out.
We good. It takes a village, or it takes a community.
It does take a community.
Village. It does. I mean, you can't do it.
That was my favorite thing on the World Blockchain Roundtable conversation. Greg, he's at Design Heretic, and he's
that was a good show. I did watch most of it Thursday. It was a pretty good show.
I saw you in the chat. And he's with Rivet, a project called Rivet, and they build. If you need to build something on Ethereum, contact Rivet, and they have great they make sure that your Ethereum doesn't go down. And I don't really understand it all, but it's a great project. And my favorite part of that was we got into this whole conversation about security. We were talking about it from a blockchain standpoint and decentralization, and how you have a security around a decentralized system. But then he associated it, or we turned the conversation about community and how that makes a community safe in the same way.
Yep.
So how do you create a safe community with transparency, accountability, and all these? And I just was like, yes, these things that are the characteristics of blockchain, transparency, accountability, immutability, are the same things that make a community safe.
Decentralized
Truth protocol.
You got everybody. You got all the nodes out there paying attention, like on the blockchain. Everybody's watching.
Yeah.
Everybody's paying attention. Everybody's engaged.
Like all the mama bears.
Right. Like it was funny. He said, we need more troublemakers. I love that one. We need more troublemakers. Yeah. That's our problem. Nobody's out doing stuff and getting in trouble and, rocking the boat. Everybody's just sitting back, and it's like, but you couldn't get away with that stuff. I mean, you do it, but then the community was actually engaged and involved. And like you said, some old lady, just watching, she'd be calling your mom. It's like you had that. I remember those days, when everybody's like, I remember, oh man, I lied about it. I mean, there was like a raspberry bush or some blueberry bush or something. And yeah, I know, in the neighbor's yard. It's like
the George Washington chop down the tree.
Yeah. Story. It is. I mean, it's just like
Westwood ate the blueberries.
The reverse of it, Yeah, I didn't eat them. And so I did. And I was in the neighbor. I get off the bus and walk across their yard, and I was eating stuff off of it. And then I was confronted, after the fact, hey, did you eat something off that? And I'm like, nope. And so I'm going to tell your parents.
Blueberry.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to tell your parents. And I said, I didn't do it. And then they, and looking back, of course they saw me do it, or they wouldn't have asked. Yeah. And here I am lying about it, like a little
turd punk.
So you got to think, when kids act the way they do, remember, you might have been doing the same thing, and it's just like, you think you're not going to get caught, but you're going to get caught. Unless you're Biden.
Everybody deserves a second chance.
Except Biden.
Well, unless you violate children. Yes, then no. No second chances for people who violate children.
Well, that's why you got to have multiple names so that, they get you one time, and then you got a different name the next time and a different name the next time. And so then, that's their game.
No, I don't tolerate any of that.
5,400 emails.
Put some mama bears in the Supreme Court. I think that would do really well.
Seriously.
That we're being targeted. Homeschool mama bears are being targeted. That was the latest thing I
That's
heard.
A good idea. They call them mama bears for a reason.
I said, come at me.
Pretty much. That's Mama Bear says, all right, fine. I got nothing to lose at this point. I'll take you out. They don't understand. They call it a mama bear for a reason. You ever watching Mama Bear?
Well, and they don't fight. And the thing is with that is, and this is another thing that I talked about on there, was that, I don't fight well in the dirty system. I don't know how the attorneys and the legalese and all the spells and the words.
Right, the
and
deceptions, all the spells, magic, deceptions. You know, we don't do well in that.
But you come after my family, and I'll meet you in the street.
Yeah, bring it. Bring it. It doesn't matter. Crowbar, freaking pipe. You know, it doesn't matter. You're done. You're gonna get your eyes clawed out. You know,
I'll just bring the truth out. I'll just say the truth right out loud in front of everyone.
See, that's the key.
I think that's the most powerful
thing. It is.
Thing.
Yeah, because once that happens, then the community does say, okay. And then when you got numbers, it's like, all right, you can't fight that.
Yeah, that's where
we're going. It is where we're going. Yeah. You really see it. You really see, I'm getting that vibe. I'm seeing it happen. I'm watching people. Yeah. Enough is enough. We're done. Not going to participate anymore. And that's the key. You know, trust your gut. Trust yourself. Don't play the game anymore. Quit letting them manipulate you and then see through that veil of manipulation. And then it's over. That's all it takes. And a lot of people are seeing it. They really are.
Oh, man. They are. You know, I was going to make a shirt that said enough for the channel, and I forgot to do it. I've got to do that so that we can have our enough shirts for this month. I think that would be a lot of fun. But I did listen to your advice, and it is 4:30, and so we're going to have a live auction. The link is the top link in the description of this video. This is totally Westwood's fault.
F it, do it live. That's what I said.
I started the video, the bidding at 1 penny.
1 penny?
1 penny. I started 1 penny. 1 cent. 1 cent, right? There's a difference between a penny and a cent. Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah,
I found a cent in the back of my car today, and then I noticed when I flipped it over, it had a shield on it, and it said 1 cent. And I thought, I need to ask Westwood about that. I'm sure that has a story.
That's an old penny then, if it's got a shield on it.
It has a shield and it says 1 cent.
1 cent, yeah. There is, and I can't remember the whole story of it because it's Thoran probably knows. But no, there is a difference.
Before you get into that, let me just tell everybody this really quick, and then we'll get off of this. But this is the only live auction item I have on my store. Everything else is buy it now or make me an offer. On Mighty Merchants, you can find the link in the description. And in the back of my car is the dog. Ooh, that sounds unfortunate.
I knew that's where it was going when it's a scent in the back. I figured, it's the body that's been in there for 2 days that I need to put in the ground. You know, the scent is getting
that seems unfortunate. So, and Westwood told me I should make a drink on the show today and drink out of it.
Yes.
So this is the actual cup. It is super clear. It's a great Tervis. It is a Tervis tumbler, which they have some kind of guarantee on them. But this is a 20 ounce. So this should be a doozy.
Perfect
of a show
mixer.
Because I filled it up.
Fill it up.
With
Light it
Tito's and Zevia. And it's super cute. And it says it's 5 o'clock somewhere. So it's like a Jimmy Buffett kind of nod. I started it at 1 penny. Yeah. This will run for 7 days. So this will wrap up next Friday at 4:30 Central, 5:30, because we start our show every Friday at 5 o'clock Eastern. So this will wrap up at 5:30 Eastern Friday next week. And we'll get to see who won it. I'll be able to see who was the highest bid.
It's an awesome glass to begin with. But you're missing the intangibles. They're really the tangible intangible of the whole thing. Since I told Lisa, I said, you need to make a drink in it. Make a drink in it, take a sip, because now you too can vicariously touch the lips of the lovely Light Coin Lisa when you're having a drink out of this glass.
I don't think anybody can. I'll promise to wash it.
No, don't wash it. Leave some lipstick on it. I'm saying. Lipstick included. I'm working on my commission here. No, it's no, I'm serious. I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, it really is. And this is, live on Happy Hour. You're going to look back and say, man, Happy Hour, remember that time?
We could do?
It's a historical item.
I don't know if they would want this. We could I could sign it with a Sharpie, and then I could bring it in October to
when I win it and I put it in the bar.
And then you could sign it.
Paulie might think he can outbid me. Oh, shoot,
more people could even sign it.
That'd be pretty cool. You could have people, sign it.
Tons of room for people to sign it.
That'd be pretty cool.
Have signatures all over
It'd be
it.
a nice
I don't know.
collectible.
So it'll be the decision of whoever purchases
Whoever
it,
wants,
whether it's signed or not.
Yep.
So
might be fun. What's the price?
What's the price? You guys decide.
I'll bid on it.
I don't know. I thought it was fun, and I thought, well, this will be kind of like a fun thing.
Guess we'll find out next Friday who wins, won't we, Paulie P?
Bedlam ones that will be in my store, but anyway, I digress. There's so much cool stuff. Like,
I mean, you need a warehouse. Cliff High talked about that. We're going to need warehouses. I mean, that's going to be the new thing. You need a warehouse because, you know, when the supply chains break and we go through this reset and transition, people that got the stuff in a warehouse, you know, and all these things that, you know, you need and you want to have. I mean, that's a big thing. I had a
memory about the storage, or no, not the storage. What were they? The old strip malls being turned into kind of like resale shops, or
I think that's in the data too. I think that's in his data.
It's in the data.
It is. And so you're just reconnecting in the, you know, Akashic record, you know, of the future, I guess. I don't know if that's in the future.
Oh, I got
everything's connected. I know, right? I used to work in a strip club, but not a strip mall.
I don't think that's the same.
I can't imagine having a strip mall to where every place you go, it's like all the different flavors, you know.
I don't think that's
Pick your poison, ladies and gentlemen. The more you tip, the faster they strip.
Oh, Lord. And you live where it's cold. I would feel sorry for them.
I'm telling you.
So the link is in the very
best time of the year, baby. Cold.
Oh, dear Lord. Is the direct link, Westwood, to this item. You can also find a link to Mighty Merchants, which just is the store that has lots of stuff in it. They're at 5 o'clock, or in 20 minutes. I have like 20 more items that are releasing that I did, and 2 videos that will be going live for public that were for Patreon only, which I need to hurry and check. I might have to take a break because I had somebody join my Patreon today while we were out shopping, and I was like, oh God, did they join so that they got free shipping on one item? So to make sure nothing sold before everything goes live at 5. Because I offer that on the Patreon. So anyway, this was fun.
Blind Dave's in the chat talking about pennies and pence. I mean, he says, Blind Dave says, yes, by weights and measures to separate from British rule, a penny derived from pence.
But cents. So this is
a Dr. Seuss book here?
I can make Canon go. It does sound like a Dr. Seuss. I can make Canon run out and get it. It said 1 cent and it had a shield on it. And it was in the back of my car.
I used to know this stuff. I told you I've forgotten more than I've ever learned. I mean, I remember I used to be able to spit this stuff out, and there is a difference. I know in German a penny is Pfennig. Pfennig in German is penny. So, I mean, there's that history and that connections. I don't know.
A penny. I thought there was something significant about like that it couldn't be, it needed to be called a cent. 1 cent.
Yeah, there is something to it.
In like American money.
Well, that might be what he's talking about. You know, Dave's talking about the separation from the British language, you know, and now it's called this instead of that. I don't know. Gold and silver, it's God's money, it's sound money, it's constitutional money, it's real money. You might want to have some. Silver's a better option, I think. Better deal.
Hey, what was your thoughts on Johnny's thoughts about, I thought this was a great point. He said, you know, silver they can manipulate because of all the different reasons and the markets and all that. And he said, and they're not motivated to not manipulate it. It actually is in their favor to manipulate it because of them needing the use case of silver. But he said with the new Basel, is it 3?
Right. Basel 3, Basel 3, I think it is. Yeah.
Basel.
I like basil on my pasta.
Whatever. Tomato. Basil, Basel. He had a great point about, you know, it probably would be a good idea to have a little gold too.
It would be.
They would be motivated to raise the price of that to offset their books or whatever.
Yeah, no, and I think that's what they'll do. I mean, see, here's my problem. It's just like, I'm not anti-Bitcoin. I'm not anti-gold. People might think that, but it's just that I have a different timeline. I have a different aspect of it. I don't care what the big institutions do. Now, I may be wrong in that mentality because I can gain from that if I participate in that, because they're going to do gold. I mean, that's what it's always been. They're going to revalue it in gold. That's what they do. Bitcoin will be the standard. It'll be the first ETF. Obviously, it'll be that thing. But I look at it, but that's at the institutional higher level. I look at it. I'm boots on the ground, feet in the dirt kind of guy, and Sasquatch mentality. But it gets. I want things to be affordable. I want to get things that are undervalued, because I know in the future that will catch up, because the markets will always correct themselves. So that's why I'm more interested in silver. That's why I'm more interested in Litecoin, because those are things that you can use. They have value, utilitarian value, and they're money, and they work, and it's better for the common person, I think. Now, you can benefit from the other too, obviously, but it's just like long term, it's just not my path. Choose your path.
I understand,
but yeah, you can definitely benefit
long term because the use case. Yeah. So Cannon and
because
I were
I'm looking generations out. I want things that work. Right. I want to, and even now I want things that work. I don't want to pay with the gold or Bitcoin. I mean, it's just not. I'm not a central bank or government.
Remington.
Lord.
Remington Justice, come here. Remington. So Rebel is just watching me.
Lisa's dealing with the dogs today. I've got the dogs in the house.
My biggest fan club. Yeah, and then Rebel is just watching me. And they are being little toots. Remy, look. I'll post a picture on Twitter because they're hilarious. I've turned into that woman. My son told me, he's like, I think it's hilarious watching you turn into a little old lady. I was like, what are you talking about?
Oh,
and he's like, you're antique shopping and calling me, telling me about your dogs and sending me videos of your dogs. I said, just wait till I have grandchildren. You'll be in all kinds of trouble.
There's a reason why they're little old
when are you going to have a grandchild?
Yes, because little old ladies live a long time because they do the right things that matter. And they pay attention to things that matter. So
that's right.
Booyah.
They have lots of silverware and pretty things and little sweet dogs. And
they know what's valuable and what makes people happy. Happiness. Searching out those things. Oh, it's important. That's good stuff. I love it.
So I heard that song for the first time.
Richmond, north of Richmond.
Was it that one? Or the Don't Mess in My Town or whatever, Mess in a Small
Town?
Oh,
yeah. Try That in a Small Town by Jason Aldean.
It seems like there's a lot of those songs are like trending right now. There was another one about like find a sweet girl who loves her dad and gets excited or is happy talking about babies, but you can't have my girl or something like that. I don't know.
Everybody wants to go to heaven. Nobody wants to go now.
Oh, well, there's that.
Anyway,
that's a little Jimmy Buffett nod.
Yeah, you know, it's like throw that out. But no, haven't you been listening to country? They've been talking about this stuff forever, Lisa. No, I'm just kidding you.
Well, yeah, I live in Oklahoma.
But no, your vibe, I know. A lot of cowboys and angels. So you've got, I think that vibe's out there. I think the shift in the mentality, the shift in the mindset, spirituality shift, it's happened. And you're going to see more and more of that. That's what you see reflected in times that are turmoil. You see the art leaking everything out. That's why Cliff's data is so important, because he tapped into that thing, that inner thing in humanity that leaks out, and it leaks out in different forms. Language he keyed in on, but it leaks out in art. And so when you'll look back, you'll say, oh, the artists were like painting the picture literally and singing the song of the vibe of the era, of the zeitgeist, of the time. And it spills out of us because we have to do that as human beings, and that it's a reflection of the times, and you're keying in on it in real time is what you're doing.
That's so interesting to me. I had this weird dream about like Mia telling me that I need to do artwork or something, which I'm not an artist. I cannot draw a stick figure. My handwriting is terrible. All of this. But
who cares?
I have this saying that we're all little broken pieces bumping into each other on this earth. That we're all little broken pieces bumping into each other. And then, we've been doing all this kind of stuff. And then I've met all these wonderful people that are like thrifting and doing different things. And this one lady, Julia, she's like, I said, what is that? And she goes, oh, it's just broken pieces. When I'm doing these clean outs, whatever, she goes, I save the broken pieces. And I was like, can I have that? And so she has this whole bowl. And then we had a box sent to us of some stuff that we ordered, and it arrived broken. And I was like, I want to save those broken pieces. And so I'm thinking about when I was little, one of the things that made me super proud, like a moment in my childhood. And I think everybody should think about this. Like, is there a moment where you felt proud of something you created at one of your most innocent moments? Like when I was a child, my great grandfather, my grandpa Al, who was in the railroad, he used to give us compass, with a compass, the pointy thing where you'd spin it around.
Right. Make a circle.
He would, challenge us to like draw flowers and different things and whatever.
Okay.
And so I started creating like not the typical flower off the point. I like kind of went out of the box, and then I made angels with them. And my mom saved this one picture and like framed it and put it by her bed. And she was like, it's the most beautiful. And she just like went on. And I was like, as a kid, like, you're always drawing something into you. Everything you make is the same. And for your parent to like single out something you made was beautiful. So I thought about taking some of these little broken pieces and like we've had so much loss, and I feel like we may be going into even more of that. I don't know. That's just kind of like some of the message, or any loss is significant. But like being able, like when I feel like, somebody you love loses somebody, I want to be able to like, because there are no words. There are no words that you can say that really means what your heart is sending them. And so I was like, could I make like a little angel with the broken pieces and send that to them? And it be like, ask Mia to help me, like which broken pieces to use for this angel or whatever. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of where we're going in the future, is changing, exchanging like, the ideas and the energy with each other.
You just synopsized, if that's a word, exactly what art is. I mean, that's you just said, it's so hard to express it in words and the feeling and all that. No, because it's an intangible. It's a memory. It's a feeling. It's a smell. It's a taste. It's a song. It's, something that's just like, you hear a song and, it's like, I think Kenny Chesney sings a song, it takes me back, this and that, it reminds me of this, it reminds me of that. 1,000 songs say the same thing. But I mean, that's what it is. It's tapping into that essence of like persistent memory, of your spirit, what's locked into your spirit, and it just activates all your senses, just a smell or just a song or just whatever it is. And that's what art is. You're taking all these memories, all these things, and putting it into something that people look at and they're like, wow. And they can't express it. You'll see people standing in an art museum, they look at it and just like it hits them, but they can't explain it. But it does something to them because it speaks to their soul. It's like this universal language. And that's the period I want to see happen after all this. I want to see that. I want to see that to where we are expressing, and we are like children, and we are bringing out our just, our feelings. I mean, and not even knowing that we're doing it. And then somebody looks at it like a parent or anybody else. And like, I look at my daughter when she does that. She draws these things and I'm like, I'm going to frame that. She's like, why do you want to frame that? It's like, because you don't understand the impact it has on me. I mean, it's just because it elicits all these emotions and all these things that will never go away. Every time I look at it, they'll come back. And you don't realize how much power that you have. It's not even power, how much inspiration that you have within yourself to affect the lives of other people, through a simple action like that. And it's just all these things wrapped up. And I want to get to that point to where, we're no longer trapped in this vampire system. We're no longer, controlled and worried about treading water and getting ahead. Money. We need more money, which is all fake anyway. I want to get to that point where we're expressing our humanity and our spirituality and who we are and what we were born to be and who we're born to be here and do. And, all that stuff. That's where we need to get in this transition. It's not about win moon, win Lambo, win this, win that. What are you going to do with it when you have the economic power? What are you going to translate that into? What kind of energy form are you going to put that into next? It needs to be serving spiritual humanity and the elevation, the ascension, whatever it is, heaven on earth, whatever we, can do collectively, that's where we need to be focused.
All right. And what would you give up to be free?
Right.
What would you give up to really be free?
To be left alone, to do what you want to do, to express yourself without any kind of repercussions. I mean, what is that? What is priceless? I mean, it really is. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're all, hey, when I retire, I'll be free, baby. I got enough money, I can do what I want. And it's like, yeah, but you're still using their poker chips in that vampire casino that they can take away. I mean, to be truly free, that's where we need to be.
Yeah. What a beautiful I think we're getting there. I mean, I think we're really close. I do have concerns, and I think Uncle Cliff expressed and had a great warning for everybody on JC and J Snip's channel.
That's a good show
this week. Yeah. That was a great show. If you guys haven't watched that, please go watch that. Uncle Cliff looks super buff and handsome and strong.
70-year-old, just svelte, sleek. Just like an animal. Sliding around.
Oh, he's amazing. Yeah. Yep. And he said it was basically the play stupid games, win stupid prizes. He said if you have a friend who maybe has purple hair and makes bad choices and needs their pronouns defined for them, and you see the military or someone plucking them off the street, don't get involved. Yep. Some people need to be recycled or handled, or they have an arrangement, or there's an agreement, or some things have been said. This sometimes is the time
sometimes it's better to live and to fight another day. It's better to live because you can't express yourself if you're dead. You can't express yourself if you get involved in a situation that what's it going to benefit?
It's not your fight.
Right. Mm-hmm. Exactly. A wise man sees trouble and gets out of the way. I say that a lot because it's true. You don't even want to be involved in some things. And it's like you engage. Some people just want to fight, get involved in a fight, argue this and that,
What's the saying about fighting in the mud with a pig and the pig loves it because he gets dirty or something like that?
Exactly. It's like, why are you wrestling with a pig? The pig enjoys it and you just get filthy. And I mean, that's just really what it comes down to. It's like, why are you engaging the pig? Leave the pig where the pig is and walk away. Let your ego go because that's really what it is. It's your ego. Oh, yeah, you can't. No, let it go. Trust me. Live to fight another day. Go out there and make some art. And that's gonna heal you. That's gonna, it's gonna put all that crap away.
Hey, it looks like J-Mac got hit by the big winds and those storms. Most of the people that I checked on, I was really worried about our friends in Florida. I was texting all of them. Charlie's making fun of me for mothering everyone, but I was worried about Ben and Jenny and J Snip and Jim and all of our friends in Florida. And so I was
Hobby,
everybody, and they were, and Hobby. I mean, he wasn't there. He was safe. But I
was like, okay.
I made sure everybody, the people that I made sure, I can do anything about it. I made sure everyone was safe.
Everybody's good.
I covered the state. Good. Everything's good. DeSantis, you can take a back seat. I'm here.
It's all good. Don't worry.
I called
Lisa's
everyone.
Got it under control.
No, but I have to check on. We have to check on our friends. We love our friends, and but they all said it was kind of a nothing burger, or just or not anything out of.
I mean, there was damage, but it was not anywhere near what they said it was going to be.
Got massive.
J-Mac's in Michigan. And he had a windstorm. He thinks
on his house.
Might have been a tornado, and it fell and hit the house. And it's a mess. And
but
he was sleeping right.
That.
No, no news about. Well, there's no reporters up there. You don't want to get them anyway.
No reporters.
So, J-Mac's like Maui. It's like, we're not going to talk about it. We forget about the little people. Heck with them. Mm-hmm. Let's focus on the.
It's very interesting where the news, the mainstream media is focused and not focused. Oh, but back to my point about Uncle Cliff's warning and whatever. Mm-hmm. Because I talked to my friend Julia at Flippin' Awesome today, which I'll have some video from that in my little shopping live action thing, which I don't. You guys tell me if it's like oh, we hate this, and tell me that. If you love it, tell me that. But she said, I said, I think, because I talked to my oldest son the other day, and he was talking about, he lives in Tulsa, which is pretty liberal town. Mm-hmm. And he said a lot of people this time, they're already talking about lockdown stuff. And my husband and I had an experience this week where we walked into a store and they're wearing masks and we were both irritated by it. And we were like, you know what? In the future, we just need to walk in and we need to say out loud, we don't support this lie perpetrated on Americans and people of the world, and we're not going to support businesses that do, and then walk out. So
and I'm going to spend my money somewhere besides here.
Yes,
and
we will not support this this lie perpetrated on people, and that you're deceiving people and you're harming the community. We will not be part of this. And then turn around.
Shame them.
And so we're
shame
like,
them.
okay, we'll just shame them out loud and let everyone
what you do. Public shaming.
Yeah. And censure them in public for everyone to hear, and then turn around and walk out. And then, but at the same time, they're the people that did comply last time, and now they lost family members. They are sick now. They have health issues now. They lost jobs. They have all this,
lost businesses, lost their whole lives.
Yeah, we've all lost a lot.
We've all lost something.
Some people have now health issues themselves because they did comply. All this kind of stuff. Everybody's facing whatever different, different things. Hi, Magenta. Good to see you. And so those people are the ones those of us that we didn't comply last time and we're like, oh, here we go, round 2, and we're not so fired up about it. Those people that complied last time, they're mad. They're really, really angry.
They got hurt.
And
they got
hurt. And I think it's our job to come alongside them and say, yes, we understand, we believe you, because we didn't have somebody saying we believe you.
Exactly.
Time.
You're in the shadows.
That was where the frustration was.
Is anybody with me? Anybody got my back?
I think to calm and bring peace and healing, we can come beside those people and say, we hear you and you are right. And we're going to stand beside you in this. We're not saying no, and we're not saying what you're saying is wrong. We're saying what you're saying is right, and we're here to stand beside you and be, our brother's brother, and be a community together. And I think that's going to be an important part of the moving forward out of this.
No, I agree. We all make mistakes. We all do things that we shouldn't have done, and we beat ourselves up over it. And I mean, they've beaten themselves up over it, I'm sure. Like, why did I do that? And this time they're mad, they're angry. Like, it's like Cliff said, they're angry. It's like, I'm mad because at myself, because I did it. I'm mad at the people that convinced me to do it. I'm just mad. And, the thing is,
and they have every right to be.
They do. But we don't want that to translate into getting so mad that it becomes violent. No, it's just like we win by just saying no. And those people who are playing the game, people who are in that casino, dealers at the vampire casino, those businesses that participate with the government, we shun them in public and we stand beside them and we say, no, we're not playing your game anymore.
Stop giving them our power.
Right.
That's one of the things
because we got it all. We're not giving it to you anymore.
Yeah.
We're done. And we're together and we're all united. And guess what? You can sink or swim, There's a handout. I'll pull you out of the pool. But if you want to sit in that pool and drown in that swamp, stay in the swamp. You're going to, it's on you. Exactly. It's your choice, but we choose not to do that. And, that's where we got to be. And it's a bloodless revolution is really what it is. And that's what it should be. That's the way we got the mentality we have to have, because we have all the power. They feed on us. The vampires quit giving them energy. Stop giving them energy. And then it goes away. They have no power. They have nothing.
It's so crazy because it really is like everything you needed to know you learned in kindergarten. Be nice, be truthful, all those things. Because this is one of the lessons my mom taught us growing up. We'd run it. We had 4 kids growing up, and then married my dad with all his boys. So then there were 7 of us, and you got somebody to tell on when you got 7 of you, around.
Oh yeah, somebody's going to catch you.
Oh gosh, we'd be so mad, and Mom would be like, is what they said true? And I'm like, no. So
that's me. No, I didn't do that.
It is not true.
How dare you ask me that? No.
La, 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 la. Yeah. And she's like, stop giving them your power.
Right. Because they've triggered you.
Yes. If they said you have, 3 eyeballs and 2 heads, does it mean it's true? No. If they said you're not a free individual, sovereign individual. Is it true? No.
Hey,
If
watch
they
me
send
walk
you
out the
an
door and then
email,
tell me I'm not, because I'm leaving right now and you can't stop me. You know, I
right,
can
if
do
they
what I
send
need
you
to
an
do.
email and tell you you need to file some document because somebody said something, you don't give them your power.
No,
They are not
don't
the boss of you.
volunteer
You
into
don't
it.
ask permission from people that don't have authority of you.
Pretty much.
Right.
You got all the power. It's the power of the people. We, the people, do ordain and establish this Constitution. I mean, look at the preamble. We, the people. That's all you got to know. And I mean, you know, it's a cliche now. Well, we, the people. It's like, no, go back and look. The only reason this government exists, the only reason, you know, what we have right now that's blown out of control exists is because we, the people, gave power to it. And we, the people, can say, no, we're not going to participate and give it power anymore. It's really that simple. It just takes enough people. That's it.
Isn't it like we built it and we can recreate it? Like,
yeah,
it's
basically,
nothing.
we'll build it
People are
back
like,
better.
oh, yeah, we're so afraid. So I have a friend who's a coder, and I have so much respect for him. I've learned so much from him working on stuff on this project. And he said, I'm not my code. And I was like, I don't know what that means. And he said, it means that, like, we build stuff, but we break it hard and fast. Like, we try to break things because we want to find the broken part in them.
See what's wrong with
and
it.
then we're happy to throw it away. If
Right,
it's
and
bad
redo it.
or wrong or whatever, get rid of that.
Mhm.
Throw it out, because that only endangers the community or the project or whatever.
It makes it
like,
weaker because you can't cover it up
that's
forever.
the saying. Yes, that's
It's
the
going to come
saying of
out.
I'm not my code. So find the weak link, get rid
Yep.
of it. Somebody that wants to cover up a weak link in your community, in your project, whatever, is looking out for themselves, not the community.
There's
or the
another
project.
agenda. There's another agenda. And see, that's the beautiful thing about blockchain. I mean, and that's the beautiful thing about Bitcoin, about Litecoin, because that code continues to run. I mean, you don't see, and once in a while you'll pick up a flaw and they're like, oh, we should probably make an update to fix this. Nothing happened, but potentially, you know, that's an issue. And look at Microsoft. Holy crap. And then it's for whole different reasons, but think about that. They're constantly releasing fixes and updates and all this stuff because it's imperfect. But then when you look at a pure code, you know, you look at these open source decentralized codes, you know, that have been running, and you think there is something beautiful about that, something magical about that, because, you know, they put something in place that just does what it does. And I mean, it's pretty cool to see that. But I mean, that's absolutely it. You know, I worked in the, you know, that's my job. You know, I don't do the coding, but, you know, we built a lot of things that, you know, requires me saying, you know, this is what we need to do, and you code it, and I find problems with it. Okay, fix it and fix it and fix it. It's a constant thing, and it's nothing against the person that coded it, and they know that. They're just like, yeah, okay, all right, yeah. When I did it, I wasn't thinking of this, and we added this, and it's a constant. You know, you fix it. If it's broken, you fix it. Even the Constitution has the mechanism to fix it if it's broken. I mean, you can add amendments. You can change the Constitution if you need to, if enough people agree. You know, 2/3 of the people say, yeah, that's a problem. Okay. Oh, yeah, we all agree. Yeah, it's a problem. Let's fix it. So, I mean, everything changes. And really, it's just up to us to make sure that, you know, we give the power to it. We breathe it into life, just like God breathes everything into life. You know, the word, the spirit, you know,
the word,
that's what it is.
The frequency.
Yeah, the word. That's what it is. Exactly.
It's the frequency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when we all tap into that same thing and we're all in agreement,
and code
it
is
needs
a
to
word.
go this way.
Yeah.
Right.
Code is
Right.
a word or frequency which is protected under freedom of speech.
Right.
So this is
First
where
Amendment.
it is all protected. And it's not just the First Amendment. The First Amendment only exists because it is a right given by God.
Exactly. It's
so,
just re-emphasizing it and putting it on paper.
It's God-given right.
Right.
Yes.
All they're doing is saying, hey, this is the truth, and we're putting it on paper so that all you knuckleheads can understand that this is the truth. You know, for all of you that don't believe in, you know, all that, this is what it is. Yeah, I mean, I know it goes much deeper.
The game.
There's human laws, there's God-given laws. I mean, it's all, and that's, you know, you got to go to the source. That's what it comes down to. You know, you're either doing right or you're doing wrong.
That's right.
There's all kinds of checks and balances.
There's all kinds of people doing right and wrong. This week's been crazy. I mean, Oh wait, share this tab instead. Okay, so I can show you my fan club really quick. Here's who's staring at me across the table. There's the twins. This is little Remington.
Oh my goodness.
And this is Rebel. Aren't they cute? See, I'm a
It's
little
like,
old lady.
what you doing, Mom?
Dog.
What you doing, Mom?
Yeah.
What you doing, Mom?
Mm-hmm.
One's up, one's down. Different personalities, doggalities.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just
they're a
so
mess.
funny.
They're a mess. They're a mess. There's
little dark eyes and the nose of the Maltese. I love it. Little triangle.
Oh, I know. They're hilarious. Okay, Trump had a big win today. It looks like there was a weird thing. Well, it says Trump wins big in court as judge smacks down effort to keep him off ballot. So there was a big effort last night, I think it was. Was it last night? I think it was when Johnny and I were on live. Something happened where Trump came in and filed something to try to separate him from the rest of the people that he got all those
instead of being tried collectively.
I wonder if he walked them into the trap. Because Giuliani was in that. I wonder if they were all really traitors, and it will come out that they were all like a bunch of Pences. But
see, that's the thing. When they first came out, and Fannie, I ain't saying she's a vote rigger, and you see that song. But Fannie Willis or Wallace or Wills or
lay down, Fannie. That's the only song I know.
But get that Fannie out of my face. So, when it first came out, it's like all these people are guilty, and we're charging all of them, and all this stuff. And it's like, oh, wait a minute. You may be right. You're putting all these people up there, and then it's not like Trump and all these are connected. She's trying to make it that, it's RICO. They're all coordinating this and that. But if he gets it separated, that's a whole different deal then. All of it's a lot of theater. It's a lot of theater. It's a lot of theater. It is.
I agree. But it's to roll out to those that.
But look how many people
did have different questions at different times. Yeah.
Yeah. Look how many people woke up by it.
So what are your thoughts on D-class possibly being Big Mike's D-class?
I mean, that's kind of hitting the news again. You're seeing Joan Rivers make the comeback on the video circuit. All the old videos of her talking about it. I mean, you're seeing a lot of that stuff roll out. You saw the chef. What happened to the chef? Don't talk about that. Yeah, let's focus on something else. Mm-hmm. Let's not talk about the chef. What happened to the chef?
There is another video that is linked in this that is a reply. Oh, it's not going to show it. Oh, yeah, it is. Check out Big Mike's jumpsuit. That is quite a package in your jumpsuit going down the steps.
Right. I mean, what is going on there? I mean, explain it to me, because I'm just looking. What is it? I mean, is that where you carry your $100 roll?
Maybe she's concealed carry. That might be concealed carry.
It definitely is a dangerous weapon.
She is concealing something.
Ask Barack and Larry Sinclair. Here's another one. Greg Kelly from Newsmax. I got a note on this, and this is something to just take a note of. He's claiming insider sources. He's putting it on the news, and he's saying Biden audio to be released September 5th through the October 31st. Sometime in that time frame, devastating information of Biden absolutely colluding and doing all this stuff with his son and state secrets and selling out.
Have we not had enough already?
But the thing is, we've known this since the get-go. We knew this when he was talking about really getting rid of Shokin, the prosecutor in Ukraine. Yeah. We knew this before the election. But it takes the dribble and the dribbling out and all that for people to wake up. And you're seeing people wake up. Look at the black community. I mean, look at what's happening since the mugshot of Trump. And you got everybody out there. You know what? Yeah. They're going to take him down. This is what we've been going through. All this BS. Mm-hmm. You're trying to oppress us and haul us in for BS. And guess what? Now you're doing it to him. Well, guess what? I'm with Trump. And you're seeing a lot of those videos come out. And I mean, it's just everywhere. And people are just done. They're like, no, F you. And then the COVID thing, they're trying to remask and do all this stuff. People are like, nope, we're not doing this. Do it. Try it. F around and find out. And that's the mentality at this point.
And Trump
said, left-wing lunatics are trying very hard to bring back COVID lockdowns and mandates with all of their sudden fear-mongering about the new variants that are coming. Gee whiz, what else is coming? An election.
Gee whiz.
They want to restart the COVID hysteria so they can justify more lockdowns, more censorship, more illegal drop boxes, more mail-in ballots, and trillions of dollars in payoffs to their political allies heading into the 2024 election. Does that sound familiar? These are bad people. These are sick people we're dealing with. But to every COVID tyrant who wants to take away our freedom, hear these words: we will not comply. So don't even think about it. We will not shut down our schools. We will not accept your lockdowns. We will not abide by your mask mandates. And we will not tolerate your vaccine mandates. They rigged the 2020 election, and now they're trying to do the same thing all over again by rigging the most important election in the history of our country, the 2024 election, even if it means trying to bring back COVID. But they will fail because we will not let it happen. When I'm back in the White House, I will use every available authority to cut federal funding to any school, college, airline, or public transportation system that imposes a mask mandate or a vaccine mandate. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very
much, Paul.
Thank you very much. Thank you
very much, Paul.
No, and he's right on that. Go ahead. I mean, he's 100% right on that. I mean, you cannot do these things again. And I want to foray into that a little bit. There are a lot of people that, hey, this is the guy that brought the vax, Operation Warp Speed. You know, he put it out there. He made it happen. And I get that argument, you know, and he's like, hey, you know, it's a good thing. You know, I'm the vax king, you know, and he, you know, some of the statements that he made.
What do you call a vax?
Right. And so, I mean, you got to look at it from the standpoint of, it bothers me that he spoke to that, you know, and he said that, and he brought these vaccines out. But you got to look back, and I mean, in on the other side of the coin, you got to look back. They were all ready to go. They were going to do this. It was going to happen, and they wanted to extrapolate it out over 8 years of Hillary, to where we had lockdowns all the time, vaccine passports, all this stuff.
But Westwood, he also told people, go talk to your doctor.
Exactly.
And he never said to have a conversation. And that put the responsibility back on the individual and the doctor.
Exactly.
And that is
I'm coming to the defense of Trump in this, because what he did is exactly that. He never enforced any mandates. He never made anybody do it. Who did it? The governors of the states did it. The local municipalities did it. The police force, of the local, your people, that, they arrested people. It's like, it wasn't a presidential executive order. No, it was, okay, it's coming out. They're going to do it anyway. So let's get it out in warp speed. Let's get it out, get it over with, and make it happen. Let's roll it out as fast as it can possibly happen. You got to make your own decisions. And unfortunately, and I mean, this is the horrible thing to say, there are casualties of war. I mean, and that's what we're in. We're in a war. And, you got to pick. It's tough to go this route, but when you're running the show, when you're a general, I mean, you got to make tough decisions. And I think he made a tough decision. It's where it's like, let's roll it out now. Let's go with it. Let's put it out there and let's get it out in the open. But look at the result of it. I mean, now nobody's going to go along with it. Whereas we'd still be in it, in the second, term of Hillary.
I don't know. I met two people the other day. We walked in this store. I'm not kidding. And I was like, what is on your face? And Charlie's like, you got a mask on and something else. He goes, are you colorblind too? And I was like, I'm looking at him like, do not be so rude to people. He goes, well, he'll fall for anything. He goes, all these stickers are blue. They're the sale color. So he'll fall for anything. Like, he just wants to be told what to do. He'll put.
And you know what? And Charlie, from the very get-go, and I remember going to the soccer match, with him in Arizona when we were still masking up, and he's just like, nope, I ain't wearing it. I'm going to go back to the place.
And Bix was like, you're going to get kicked out. You have to.
And he's like, I don't care. I'm not going in if they're going to make me wear this. Yeah. And he was absolutely, from the get-go, Charlie was just like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not complying.
Well, that's why he got fired.
Yeah, he's one of the early trailblazers that took the slings and arrows and said, I don't give a crap. I don't care. He understood at that point it was tyranny. And he's like, no, I'm not going to do it. And you know what? You lose a lot because of it. But now you've gained a lot spiritually as a human being, respectfully. I mean, you gain a lot because, this is somebody that stood up early on and realized what the sham was. And now you've got people coming along and realizing it. My dad said, I'm not going to that store again if they make me wear a mask. And he went to the DMV like a year or 2 years ago, whatever it was. And the lady's the lady's talking to him, and he deliberately went to her because she had a mask on, and the other ones didn't, and just poking the bear. And so
I
he
know
goes
your father, yeah.
Oh yeah, and then he doesn't care at this
We've
point
had some
in life.
spirited
He just doesn't care. Doesn't care. I mean, so he goes to that girl, that lady, and she's talking to him. She says, "I can't hear you," and she's like, "Oh, it's probably because it's the fan and the background noise." He says, "No, it's because you're wearing a mask," and she's pissed off then at that point.
Yeah.
But it's like, sometimes you got to poke it a little bit. Right. Why are you mad? I can't understand you. I can't see your facial expressions. I can't understand what you're trying to tell me because I can't see your lips. I can't see, there's a lot of the subtle body language that gets, and you don't understand.
Think about when people text each other and have miscommunication.
All the time.
And you're like, no. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And you end up having a call to try to clear it up or go see them in person because you're like, that was not my intention. Oh my gosh. Because you cannot communicate. We communicate so much more than just with words. And
animals. You look at animals. It's just body language and it's looks and it's, and you understand. Okay. All right. I'm out.
Yeah. We went into this place, which I'll have on the video of my live shopping thing. And there's this, I should have got a video of that little dog. We walk in the door and this dog goes, when Cannon walked in, this dog was scared to death. Like, there's a short person here because we were in a rough area of town. They serve a lot of homeless people, whatever. Yeah. But I thought it was a cool thing to go to and wanted to support local. Where you were saying, like, I like going to the local thrift store or whatever. And so we wanted to do the local thing. So I hit this one local one. And but the dog was, you could tell, not used to being around little kids. And so Cannon's like, oh, a dog. He wants to run over there. I was like, do you not see how that dog is behaving? Like,
yes.
Do not go run
Watch
over there.
Watch his body language.
Yeah. I was like, let the dog come to you. And then you put your hand out, like, be gentle. Let's pay attention, everyone, to frequency.
It's not a Maltese.
Yeah. Although ours can be vicious. One time they made Charlie's ear bleed.
They think they're big. They're not afraid. I mean, they're pretty aggressive sometimes. It's kind of funny.
It is kind of funny.
It is funny because you're like,
they're
really?
not. Or you could just go like this.
I know.
Go over here, little 4-pound dog. Yes. Anyway.
They are funny dogs. I love them.
We have had fun. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's really what it comes down to. How many people during the first lockdown, they're like, I don't know, I just want to play along. I don't want any trouble, that kind of thing.
How many people use their job, though, as an excuse? I had to because I would lose my job. Well, my husband lost his job.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's like, that's a very honorable thing to where I don't care. I'm not going to be who I'm not.
Yeah. And you spend your savings and you change your lifestyle and you figure it out because all those things are temporary, but your like integrity is forever, and who you are and what you believe is forever.
Because how horrible would it be if and that's what I always say. It's like there's a Steve McQueen movie. I think he's in the desert and a vision comes to him, and I don't know what movie it is. Somebody in the chat will know, and it's the worst thing. I think it was Steve McQueen movie, and he's out in the desert. Out in the desert having a vision and he's dying, he's thirsting to death, and a vision comes to him like an angel or something. He says, you are guilty of a wasted life. And I mean, imagine that though, as you get through your life at the end of the day and you're like, man, what a life of regret I've led. I had these beliefs and these core principles and I never stood up for them. And I wasted my life. It's better to at the end of the day say, yeah, guess what? I got nothing, but I stood up for what was right. Because, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? It means nothing at the end of the day if you can't stand for what you believe in. Otherwise, why are you doing the things you're doing every day? What's your purpose in life? If you can't defend and you can't exert your power and say, no, I don't care. You can make all the rules you want, typewriter boys. I ain't typing. I'm not doing it.
That's right.
It is what it is.
Oh, and you can encourage them. You don't have to tell them no. This is the mind shift that I want everyone to have. We don't need to have the fight. You stop giving them your energy by going, they're making rules about typewriters, and you just go, you can acknowledge it or not or whatever. That's what they're doing. That's great. Like, it's almost like
that's a great idea. That's
disconnect.
awesome. Reinforcing,
Right.
say that's a great idea. Keep
And
doing
then
what you're doing, bro.
Grab up your information,
Keep doing
and
it.
value and whatever energy, and you go over here and you start coding.
Right. Because why are you going to waste your energy arguing with people that already got a mindset that's not going to change? And it's just like, use the analogy of the parents when you're younger. It's like, hey, you need to be home by 11 o'clock. Bull crap. I'm not coming home at 11. I need to stay. No, you're going to come home at 11 o'clock. No, and you have an argument. Guess what? You're not going out tonight. You're not getting the keys to the car. F me, or you can say, yeah, you're right. No, that's a good time. And then you leave and then you sneak in at 2. You'll get caught eventually.
It never
but it's
worked out well for me.
No, it doesn't. But you still got to live. You still kind of did what you wanted to do.
Right.
And, so it's that rebellious nature to where it's like, parents forgive. They do. And yeah, you might get punished. But the thing is, it's like, man, those 3 hours, I really enjoyed it. And I'm not going to forget those hours. It made me who I am.
Well, but my point is, if they're going to make rules for typewriters, then you just don't follow under those rules. But it's also
just
not
agree
your
with
place
them and move
to
on.
tell them. It's not your place to tell them what to make rules for, because you don't fall under them. So
I don't type.
Cool. I don't type.
I'm not going to type
not
anymore.
my place. I'll be over here doing my thing. You do your thing. You do you.
I got my dictaphone now. I'll talk into it and it's going to type for me. I don't need your typewriter. Okay.
Whatever kind of phone you have. I don't think I have one of those.
Dictation phone. It's like speech. Dictaphone. I call it a dictaphone. It's like a Dick Alligator phone. Dictaphone.
Oh my.
No, he's had some good videos come out lately. No, you got to trust yourself. That's why I just preach that and preach it and harp on it. Trust yourself. Go with your gut instincts. And yeah, you might make mistakes, but they're your mistakes, and you'll learn from it. Somebody posted on Twitter. I don't know if it was Phil C. I think it was posted on Twitter. It's like everybody's, don't put the fork in the light socket, kid. Don't do it. You take it from. No. I did it when I was a kid. I think it was a butter knife. I don't know how it fit in there, but it was a utensil. I remember where I was. I remember the house where I was.
What possesses you to do that?
I don't know, but that's the thing. You do it because you just want to. And, I did it, and oh my God, that was it. And I remember it to this day, and I'll never do it again. I wasn't even in school yet. I was that young. And it was just, it's one of those things to where it's like, I learned. You're like, oh, this is stupid. Why would I do this? But you learn.
So this reminds me of I think it's an Eddie Murphy skit where he was like, we didn't need all this baby proofing back when I was growing up, because we had big TVs back when they were like this big and this thick, and we had them on an aluminum TV tray.
Yeah.
And you didn't tell a kid, don't touch that, because when it fell on you, it would break their leg.
It can crush you.
They only did it once. So they learned. Mm-hmm. Yeah. When the lesson is painful, you never do it again.
That's exactly.
And we have made this whole world such a soy boy world and protected everybody.
No.
Yeah.
We're going to protect you from you. And it's like, no, you don't need protection from you. Figure it out. You'll figure it out real quick. And then that lesson always sticks with you. You go to school, hey, memorize this, do this, do this, do this, do this. Well, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Okay, go out and do it. Go out and do it. See what happens.
Well, how's that working for you? Yeah.
Just trying to help.
And people give me so we're homeschooling, and I've had, I have 5 kiddos, plus I have 2 with Charlie. So we have 7 together, but I raised 5 children, plus kids in and out of my home during different points of their life. So lots of kids. And I was always kind of the strict one or the strict mom or whatever. And, some people might hear me or say, oh, your mom's kind of hard on you guys, or, oh, I can't believe she makes you do your own laundry or makes you clean your room or do your bed or, whatever. But for me, I was raising adults. I wasn't raising children. Yeah. Right. I was raising them to be successful as an adult. And my thing was always you can love your children and you can teach your children, or the world will teach your children, and the world does not love your children.
No, they don't care.
So the lessons will be there. Yeah.
Yep.
And I think it's really important to I would rather me be a little stern with them in love, in a safe place, and teach them, and raise adults that are successful. You know, my daughter, when she went off to be an adult and do her adulting, she was like, oh my gosh, these girls don't even know how to like boil water or clean their own clothes or have a household or any of that. And she's like, they just are used to their mommies doing it for them. And she's like, it's a nightmare. And so it's that whole thing. Like, we've raised, like, I think multiple generations. There's been at least, like, there's a couple of generations in here. We went to a city meeting. And these
that would be exhausting.
30-somethings got up and wanted this big crybaby fit that they couldn't afford to buy homes in our town. And because they were born here and raised here, they should be entitled to live here.
Oh, okay.
And there should be subsidies, or people should come up with programs or ways that they should be able to lower the housing cost in our area. And I thought, or you could work real hard and sacrifice, because why should a home that I've invested in, a lot of people, typical Americans invest in their home as kind of their retirement plan.
It's like the big thing.
That's
where most of your money is.
It is the American dream.
Mm-hmm.
Own your home, right? That's the American dream. And that's part of like their retirement plan. These little entitled turds are like, wow, I grew up here and had this lifestyle as a child, and I should be able to have it again. And I was like, sure, go to work,
mm-hmm.
Get a job, do the thing. Like, and I understand that the economy sucks and there aren't the same opportunities, but that's not the fault of those that made the choices at the time.
Right. It's not the community's fault.
Right.
It's not the community's fault. Point the blame where it is. You know,
yes.
Why are housing prices out of control? Well, you got to look at why does it go up?
Go talk to the Fed.
It couldn't go up if there weren't money to support it. Well, where's the money come from?
Right.
Okay, I don't know. Where's it come from? The government should give me. No. Where's the money come from to pay for the houses? How does that get created? How does that get into the system? You know, you really, you got to get your head around that. It's not a simple solution.
Yeah.
But see, that's what the other side, that's what the dark forces are going to prey on. And that's why you're going to live in, a 300 square foot, hotel apartment house in a high rise on Maui now, because that's what they want to do. They want to box you in and put you in this cubicle. And then, you'll get your points by, riding the exercise bike, earning points, Black Mirror kind of stuff. I mean, that's what they want. And it's like, they'll play into that because they created the problem. And here's the solution. Guess what? You can, TV walls, advertisements all the time. Watch the advertisements while you're riding the bikes, feeding the energy grid. And, you'll get some points so you can go out and get a freaking cheeseburger that's going to kill you. I mean, that's the kind of situation where they want you. But no, you got to back up and say what created it.
Yeah.
I know.
It was unbelievable.
And that's what they're taught. It's like, oh, everybody's against you. They're trying to steal, everything that you have. And it's the boomers. It's their fault. It's this person's fault. It's that group's fault. It's never the government's fault. It's never the people that create the money's fault. It's your neighbor's fault, that they have a big house. And no, they were fortunate. Yeah.
Well, and there was a lady that got up. She brought up a great point. She goes, well, I've always wanted to live in Napa, but I don't see the community of Napa putting together a program or subsidies to fund my.
I want to have a 200-acre vineyard, so I deserve a 200-acre vineyard that's been in the family for 5 generations.
Incredible! It was so incredible to me, the amount. I mean, these 30-something, and then we leave the meeting, and they all go get in their $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 cars and drive off to their apartments, and I'm like, well, is this about choices, decisions, valuing? Yeah. I'm supposed to. Yeah, it was incredible. Like, there's a whole mindset, and that's where everybody's got to start taking personal responsibility for the choices that we make. And I think we have to change the way we value things. To their credit or to their defense, that credit mindset of, well, you can afford your monthly payment instead of you can afford the thing in your possession. That really is that whole generation. They don't think that they don't understand about owning something in your possession. They really are a throwaway society. Clothes are thrown away. Everything is disposable, including families. It's
everything.
It has to change. Yeah, that part has to change, because people are not disposable.
I am not disposable. I have value. Damn it. No, you see it, and I mean, I think every generation's seen it though. So it's not just us. It's as things change and the cycles we go through. Everybody thinks that, oh my gosh, they had it better. Oh, if I could have lived in the 1950s, it would have been so much better. Would have been better. But you can't look at it that way. You got to look at, okay, I've been unfairly treated. Well, we've all been unfairly treated. Even the people look at the people that have retired, and they were promised a certain thing. They worked, and you can blame baby boomers and say, well, they benefited from the system. Okay, they benefited from the system. However, a lot of them are starting to pay the price now because of the same things that you're suffering from. They just kind of got a head start because things were better at that point, and they got the money earlier before it got inflated away, and were able to get assets, and they had pensions where you can't get them now. But you got to realize what's the root cause of it. It's the degradation of the money. It's the misuse of the money, which really isn't money. It's just fake. These Federal Reserve notes, and we're all suffering from it. It's just that you're coming into a time where it's really hitting you in the face. It's hitting everybody in the face, and you're getting hit harder because you've gotten no benefit out of the system. Well, you got to put the blame where it is. You got to understand where's the root cause of the problem, and it's the abuse of the money. And here we are, September 1st. Headlines: September 1st. Somebody flipped a switch. Well, we need to continue the resolution to fund the government.
Wait. National Preparedness Month. What? We need a continuing resolution from the government.
Yeah, we got to fund the government.
Today?
Yeah, we got to fund the government now. Now that's the next big talking point for the month of September.
No, we
because
don't.
The fiscal. I know we don't, but that's what they're talking about. We got to keep the government going. If we don't do it, the fiscal year ends at the end of the month. We gotta continue. And that's the whole thing. What money are we going to print up to keep things going and kick the Ponzi scheme along?
They're on vacation right now.
They're not even in Washington. Not even. They're freezing up at a Kiwanis Club meeting or something or whatever it was. In Kentucky, Mitch McConnell. They're doing one of these numbers. Oh my God.
So is he having strokes, or are they talking in his ear or sending him messages or putting cards up in front of him that he's shocked?
Well, you look at the speech.
What is happening with that?
Remember the speech back in July, I think it was, when he was giving the speech and he froze up for the first time that we saw. He actually froze up in Congress. I mean, around the same time. He turned around, and then you look at the hand signal of the one person, behind him, and then he clams up. Manchurian candidates, and even and Trump called that out. He called Biden a Manchurian candidate, and you think, what is he talking about? I think there are a lot of those to where they are mind controlled. I mean, they are people put in place to follow orders, to follow certain commands and instructions. And you're
just say ye.
Yes, exactly. Feinstein. She's, oh, well, I think it's important. No, just say yay.
No, just say ye.
No, just agree. That's all you got to do is just say yes. Mm-hmm. And she can't even do that. And so you see all these people that are tools of that system, tools of that control thing, it goes much deeper than we can ever discuss. But I mean, you see these robots, these controlled Manchurian candidates. Is really what they are. And they're activated, deactivated. And that's what we're dealing with. Those are the kind of people that are running the show. And we just got to be cognizant of that. And that's coming out. It's rolling out. I mean, you're seeing wait a minute. This is the most powerful Republican in the Senate, and he can't even function. I mean, and these are the people that are like putting my life in all this turmoil. What? Why are we giving our power to them?
Yeah.
Why are we letting them control us?
Pretty scary. So before we go, in case there were to be a blackout, because we are in National Preparedness Month, there's all this chaos going on. People are talking about the possibilities of this. Where will you be on October 21st, my birthday.
Your birthday?
My actual birthday.
Actually.
October 21st. Where will you be on October 21st of this year?
Well, you know where I'll be.
In case there were to be a blackout and we all couldn't get together, we didn't have a way to communicate. We didn't know how to find each other, and we needed to be able to regroup. Where would we be?
I'll be here.
No, you will be at the Peoria Pizza Works.
Will I? Are we doing a thing? We are? There might be somewhere else.
Me?
I don't know.
Why would you say that?
Is that where we're going to be?
I thought we were.
Well, I don't know. Maybe we're having a live event. What's the 21st? What day?
Are you kidding me?
That's a Saturday, isn't it?
Yes.
We always do the happy hour on Friday.
The 20th. I'm sorry.
That's all I'm like, I don't know. I'll be here.
Focused on my birthday.
I know.
Okay. I did that all wrong. On the 20th, the day before my birthday. Where will you be? Oh my God. Well, I'll be at Peoria Pizza Works. Or I'll leave a note for you on the door.
I might do it more local.
Let's
do it more local. I mean, because I don't want to be too far away from home. I don't want to cross the river. We'll see.
Okay, never mind. We don't have any plans then.
We'll publicly announce something of where we're going to be.
It's not even happening.
Why do you want to come to Illinois?
We're not even doing it. Forget it. I'm not doing it then. I'm not going to Illinois now. I feel very unwelcome.
Yeah,
Forget it.
You're welcome.
I'm going to do my birthday somewhere else. I'm going to be in Vegas, maybe, if there's no military
so you
in
think?
The street. I just want to preface it with this. If you don't see the military in the street, I will most likely be in Vegas September 29th through October 1st at the Silver Symposium. Yeah.
At Caesar's Palace.
At Caesar's Palace.
Caesar, render unto Caesar that which is Caesar.
Mm-hmm.
And all that other stuff, give it to God.
All the things.
Yeah, there's some big news coming out on that.
The refrigerator's still open.
Also, there's some big news coming out about that. Some really cool stuff that you'll see soon. That you can, might want to go to that. Pretty neat. Some good people there. I didn't realize that the ninja was a firefighter. Yeah,
and he's huge. You cannot tell in the videos.
No, he's done a good job of keeping work and, what he talks about separate. But, it comes to a point to where, listen, I got experience in this and I want to talk about it. No, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
No, I didn't realize that.
No, last year, maybe the same event, Patrick Hakeem, which congratulations on your little baby boy. We're so excited.
Yes.
Little baby in the family.
Put that good energy out there for the future.
Yeah. He went to something and he met Travis, Ninja, and Travis is like big, like a big dude. I was so surprised because in his videos it's always like mostly just him, so you can't really tell.
Right. No,
like how big or little.
Seems like he's pretty tall and pretty good size. Yeah, I mean you have to be to carry all that stuff around. A firefighter. I mean you can't be.
I guess.
You got to be able to carry the weight. No, it's pretty good. And that's what I like.
He tells
I like
a lot of
truth.
Experience. He's got great information.
Yeah, the real experience of somebody who's been through it. I mean, and so you gotta respect somebody like that. It's pretty good. I mean, it's a great community. I mean, it really is. Good people out there telling truth and doing it because we want to do it. We want to usher ourselves into this new system. This not even a new system. I don't want to say that. This new awakening, this new moment in history, where humanity rises and realizes the power we have, and just stand up for ourselves and be who we are, be who we were born to be, why we came here. You ask yourself, you came here for a reason. Did you come to be a sacrifice? Did you come to be a leader? Did you come to, why are you here? Ask yourself that, and don't live a life of regret. Don't look back and say, man, I had the tools and I didn't use them. Don't be that person. And leave it all on the table. Go all in this vampire casino. Take that thing down. When?
I'm all in for sure. There's what was the other thing? There's one other thing, the Assange thing I wanted to talk about that just happened. I think that was the 30th or the 31st. It was like an annual Assange awareness kind of day
yesterday,
or
I think.
something.
I think it was yesterday, yeah.
Was it yesterday? Free Assange Day. We really should be paying more attention to that. I think Australia offered him amnesty or safe whatever, clemency.
I'm surprised Russia didn't do it. That's like the place where you can get sanctuary, if you want to talk about these things, narrative against the West.
Mm-hmm. But he had to agree to like claim that he was guilty of a couple things or something. And, he's Assange, so I don't know if he'll actually agree to that. But I think that's something to pay attention to, because if he does find a place of refuge, if he is free, we always heard about the McAfee dead man switch.
Yeah.
Assange is like that on steroids, I believe.
He's got all the information.
I mean, that's why they've been locking him up for all these years.
Yeah, because you told the truth and you expose people for what they are. I mean, you just go back and look at the emails that leaked.
Right. That's
all
just
out
the
there.
leaked stuff. Can you imagine the exponential stuff? That's when Uncle Cliff is talking about days will be months worth of news.
Right.
Like
one day.
News will be compounded in one day. You won't be able to keep up. Like, I don't know how I'm going to sleep. I'm just telling you. Poor Westwood's inbox can be like, Rrr.
And I'm so bad about answering them. I really am. People that reach out to me and talk to me, I'm just like, I got them. I know. Lisa's always sending me stuff. I read them, and I'm just like, okay, yeah. I'm kind of past all this stuff. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. And it's just like, when you kind of knew it at a young age and, it all comes to fruition, you're like, yes, it's about time. It is.
Well,
let me live peacefully.
Uncle Cliff said, like, he lives 2 years in the future.
I'm worried about what's going on in the moon. Like, what do you mean what's going on in the moon?
And the people that live there and whatever. And I was like, okay,
all
we're
right,
gonna have to talk.
You triggered me a little bit, and I've talked about this the last couple of days in the videos. Right. I can't get my head around this, and this is not a flat Earth thing. This is no agenda. This is nothing like that. The moon goes through its cycles. It's got it's
okay,
full. Then it's covered. Yes. Okay, tell me, help me.
No, go ahead, please.
Here's my problem.
Explain to everyone else. And
yes, here's my problem. So we got a full moon, and everybody's like, "Oh, the full moon," and it has a legitimate effect. You ask hospitals, police departments. We had it here locally. People go nuts. Lunacy. That's where the word comes from. Lunacy.
Right.
When it's a full moon, people react differently. The full moon, the werewolves, all these legends, all these things make they transform people. And that's basically what the legend means. They do crazy things, become an animal. So, you see this big disc in the sky and you're like, oh, I'm going to go crazy now. You hear the coyotes, they come out, and light, it's like, okay, all right. Anyway, it is what it is. And then it gets shadowed, and it wanes, and then it waxes and it becomes big and it becomes a new moon. It's dark. And I'm like, all right, when you look up at the sky in the daytime, you can see the moon sometimes. Like my daughter, every time we walk out, she says, you see the moon? Like, yeah, there it is. You find it in the sky because you can see it up in the sky. And you can see that it's covered. You can only see a portion of the lighted part. Yet the sun's out. I mean, so what is casting the shadow on the moon? Why is it blanked out when the sun's out? Because, I always think, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I didn't pay attention in science class when I was in grade school, because I always thought that, well, the moon's over here, the sun's over here, and the earth's in the middle, and it casts a shadow onto the moon because of the sunlight. But what happens when the moon's out and you can see that part of it's covered in the daylight and the sun's up at the same time? I mean, what's it going against to cast the shadow on the moon that you can't see it? I don't get it. Somebody help me.
The whole moon thing, I want to say, think mirror.
Okay.
We need to, so when we remember that everything that hold on, she's like very needy. Everything that they want us to believe is upside down. Think of the word Mickey is actually the word wicked, inverted.
In the coffee cup.
They have always told us that the moon cycles and the moon affects all this. What is actually the moon? It's really, the moon is the mirror reflecting what?
I don't know. Tell me.
The sun, solar, the coronavirus, all the corona.
No. I get that, but I'm like,
attention about corona. This is about like I don't know if we're going to have the whole.
And that's Cliff High data.
The
sun disease was the corona disease, and yeah.
Right. But the moon is less about the moon and more about it being the mirror and everything being reversed that we see. And it's not the power. It's the think mirror.
It's the sun,
like
the
up
power,
and the down.
The lack of the sun.
You know the
no, I know, I totally know. As above, so below.
Above and below,
reversed,
that thing, yeah, all that.
But I guess from a pure
apply that thinking to it.
From a pure scientific standpoint, I cannot get my head around why I can look in the sky in broad daylight when the sun's up and the moon's up at the same time, and why wouldn't the moon be fully full at that point? And where's the shadow on the moon come from when the sun's up there and the moon's up there? What's casting a shadow on it? I mean,
I don't know. I don't know that you got to get your compass out for that.
Yeah, the compass. That's why, it's like, just go walk the dogs, smoke a cigar.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Trust yourself. It's beyond me. Beyond me. I can't fathom it.
Bit on the cup yet?
Well, I can't do it while I'm live. So, next week when we go live, we're going to find out who wins that cup, and we're going to find out. It's going to show up at Westwood when you do come here in October, even though you say you're not, because I need to have it personally delivered. Lipstick and all.
I may not be coming now. You're all saying like, oh, I don't know where I'm going to be and all these things.
I'll be here for sure. I'll be here for sure. Don't know if I'm going to travel outside the driveway here, though.
You don't know if you'll travel outside.
I might not. I might not cross the street to even mow at that point. Never know.
Yeah. So you guys,
unless I paint the mower blue and, I'm wearing a Smurf outfit, then I might mow out there in the wide open. I don't know. Maybe that's where we're at.
Okay, how crazy was that? Just before we go, Dr. McDaniel, bless his pea-picking heart, I did not mean to red pill him like live on the show, but he did a show and was talking about frequency and stuff. And Rebel, do you want to come up here too? And come here, big girl. Oh,
big girl.
This is the big one.
You got less than 10 pounds, combined.
She's 5, and then she's 3, or maybe 4 and 5.5. I don't know. But
this is
Dr.
my week
McDaniel,
on. All right, sorry.
I don't understand that. Okay. So not this last Wednesday, but Wednesday before, Dr. McDaniel did a show and he was talking about frequency and like not having political science, like getting politics out of science and whatever, and just talking about frequencies and the frequency of light and blah, all this. And then all of a sudden, and he's like, and here's the tiny bit of light that we can see that's visible in this frequency. And he shows, and then it goes red and then into blue. And then it goes from blue to like nuclear and then atomic or vice versa. And I was like, oh, is that why the houses didn't burn in Hawaii and blah, blah, blah. And he was like,
oh,
that's out of my.
Well, we're talking frequencies. We're talking colors. Hey, I'm talking purple light. That's what I'm into at this point. Purple light. That's the thing that matters. So let's focus on the purple lights, purple energy, purple frequency.
Thank you, Jim. It was a great show with Dr. Reg. Yeah, I didn't mean to throw him off with my red pill moment, but
but you want to know.
Like, it made so much sense. I was like, oh,
well, let's tie it together.
No duh that it was
humanities. That's what it is. Let's tie all the stuff together and form a picture that makes sense going forward.
Yeah.
Instead of just trust the science. Just science. Trust the science. The science that we give you.
Trust the Google answer that we shoved down your throat. Anyway. Oh, craziness. All right. Well, check that out. One video should be live already. I'm going to go launch the second one that I just did last night that has like another 15 items on it. And then all that stuff will be live now on Mighty Merchants, as well as this auction item, which I have not finished yet, but
oh Lord,
need some more ice. Oh Lord, 20 ounces is a lot to drink.
Sounds like the kind of cup I need to, Westwood's going to be drinking out of a cup someday live on Happy Hour.
Yeah.
Because I'm a winner. I'm going to win. Bring it.
All the things. All right. Love you guys. Hope everybody's doing well.
Blue Solo Cup next week. I'm going to have a blue Solo Cup because I do not want my alcohol getting destroyed. That would be alcohol abuse. Blue Solo Cup.
Like the blue moon. So was the moon protected because it was blue this last
It
weekend?
probably was. That's why it's still it's in the sky right now.
Protected by the DEWs.
Protecting. it's in the right frequency.
Right. Here, you
hey, you know what? A lot of things we're throwing out here, a little woo, a little this, a little that, but ultimately it comes down to, it really does, that you realize what the truth is, you understand what the truth is. Our founding fathers understood that. That's why they put it on paper. There are natural laws of God. There are natural laws that need to be followed for a reason, and you understand what they are. They're innate to you. They're inside of you, and that's why I say trust yourself. Do not trust any intermediary between you and the universe, between you and God. I mean, it is up to you to make the decisions going forward. Use discernment. Know what you're all about. Understand you're here for a reason, and do not let anyone deviate you from that path. Stay on that path. I mean, you are the ultimate power. We are the ultimate power that gives energy and value to everything on this earth. And you just got to understand that, and don't be afraid to express that. Through art, through whatever it is, through your actions, your words, whatever it is. I mean, live while you live, while you breathe, while you have air, while you have spirit.
Is that LIV?
You do you, boo.
I know
that's what it comes down to.
I know you. Yeah, you sneaking that in. All right.
Anyway,
you guys take
love
care.
You all.
I'm grateful
yourselves.
for all of you, and mostly my friend Westwood. See you guys next time. Cheers.